be no kyerɛala nse science sonko bi butuma ba omane mu ya setenam odi kan Ghana problem sisi anya hotel and the kwata the be kyerɛ no bonus sa or inflation currency depreciation waji kroimu everywhere the status afi in a CD was selling at 6 point something. Today, you struggle to get a CD for about 14-15 CDs. $1 to about 14 to 15 CDs. Meanwhile, beginning of the year, it was 6. In 1 year, our local currency will depreciate to over 60%. Depreciation rating. You be saying what the abandoned no consider or abandoned behavior. Abandoned behavior.
Saying I'm 30.6.
Wabobusa mabusano sebe pro Ghana fuina. Wabobusa mabusano ekudi baby ay de Ghana yentumintu ya. Nsi yentumintu ya bad no de ye. Number 2. Busano boy yeden. Ibis uko baby ay hu bibia. Portos amen he uko constituency se busa boy na wode ye portos. Na sebe KVIP na so uncompleted. Ihu ade potie bi said what the bossa no kwekọ boy. Na mo mampanyin no bobosa na ina would live large. On ye catch Ghana mampanyin dan ka ba address o manen catch and women minister see reducing by 60%. And now 40% and now 30% impo. Osan this say catch ministries in bebre. Eduma wo yen. Woko ha wonye adwuma nye because sika kra obo top paper mpo no chere okobo busansa na top paper mo ho because sika na ye je no onye enough itua won salary na itua wo ka idea na asa nti okobo busansa na yakọ top paper na pen no wa top petrol gwa ban kalum light obo top petrol obo busansa na da to baso
kira ketua ente so anamontu a eno onye bibi enka bibi
akotia den
aketua ente so 30% a year salary cut na at least president and vice ministers and political appointees
osa rather no onyi biedi because bebre ogu ha wonye adwuma bi anye ko ministries bi wa deputy ministers miensa time president Mahama na brodo ye wo ministry of finance minister ko deputies ebien ye adwuma no pepepe and the way abasa deputies minister of state and 2 deputies 4 why one must go to other ministries energy why 3 and the NDC they were 2 some ministries energy bebre ministers in we buda masisi ihu bi kra bi say oh what no so fraud also me minister hey why so your minister enyim hono bo
oh really
there's so much
doc
we bu okrum obi e be share no so minister and president Kufuor odu baby no and president Kufuor or ministers by 130 ministers we budu dey 130 if criminal parliament you bi also your minister or minister for you know what baby say wow.
But
Abeduma Odenya. Look, I don't think Ghana need ministers more than 70. 65 will do. 70 max. And
Minkah Jumano so by reconciling with Professor Stephen Adai. Adiebia wono kra book His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo 4. Ewo ho. Say ne normal what you see na so no overly ambitious. Enti the way to me implement it emudodo na. Could that not be the reason here we hear ministers of that magnitude? So bet with this everyone.
Fair President Akufo-Addo na brodo. Onyone abana waba wodzikan. But onye abana waba wenye sika china abani biara. Na sika onya no so wamfanya ade papa. Ade bi odisi na nwa dodo be ye bia so wanye ye. Sande sebe it was not properly thought through. Dem sasunti ofa ministers a osafata a obrodo a sebe edumo ede wo ye no wontumi nye job for the boys say the nature for some time also me a lawyer for brother mo eduma be ministry na post me creative from now o ka wa pon kakra on the minister for nothing boy minister for nothing na mo
o sabo
on don fa ho maybe a position bi o bia ministry si wa pipe mu wa nketenketen o cheduma my boys. I do not think that we need this at this stage. It is important for the president to downsize the size of government. The office of president, workers are also MPs. When now we are Article 71 office holders. when akweti awoje the benefit awoje or to the MPs into we create another parliament for Flagstaff House or awoye ebusuafo no nye party foot soldiers no go
o quantify sika say and I yehwe egu sa I
have to do that kind of job. But budget our workers are Flagstaff House now Office of Government Machinery what do you call president and staff our article 71 one salary or switching parliament salaries because we're not switching MPs into we create another parliament it will nedumem even madza we in the social media no can crowd and nkofo won tibubom we shall crowd akroba we church some me ho oji pay the salary MP. Can you believe this? Can you believe this? Them will run the country. Meanwhile, the miscane now so come up with what put your home count. Let's say Bushinsika, no what damn more shada, them never shada. Why should ye? The president Orban, we were expecting Denka, Obobo Pisauka, cry no what when you Ghana for in common. No wakacha Ghana for there, Ghana for me, sorry. My form, Mumbuma ni, Munsika Sam, my sen, Munfan Chem. If it's in the record 2 years, about 2 years.
Sana now,
that is what I was expecting.
See your crisis. Is that not an admission?
What's in there? Your crisis in the crisis in Ukraine, no coffee, your coronavirus.
And you know,
Abba. And you know, all the babies, what to bomb Russia for what the bomb for Ukraine or the Joe cry. That's Vida. He said he went to UN General Assembly to say this. Okay, America, the bomb now what for Ukraine, Russia for Ukraine, yet to Cape Coast, Mankesim, Drumako, because we are affecting directly. It is not true. It is not true. Since you know crying there, Ukraine, about Japan and Ghana, you rely on Ukraine and Russia. Show me. The more chrono world no negative of an impact on Ghanaian economy. Or negligible. Or negligible. There are countries that will rely on Russia gas, countries that will rely on Ukraine wheat or Russian wheat.
Yeah.
As supply chain challenges are bound to affect one. Those countries, Ghana is not part. Therefore, you wheat from Canada. You from Ukraine. Canada won't come. The problem is what Bobusa or Busana abroad into Bia or did could be woman that Ghana into India into a pedal use to a young currency where they appreciate. That is where Ghanaian problem is.
But is it not true, say there were widespread inflationary say amount for a normal ball a cocoa cost row amama hodo and no amama hodo in a draw yen from Russia and Ukraine tokwa.
No,
is it not true, say
no. You see, we don't live in an island. You were here and your neighboring countries, Cote d'Ivoire, Togo, Nigeria, all of them, they are part of us. So one inflation, maybe on an amena for compare Ghana with the Ghana then wages. Government statistician, also the inflation is about 37%, almost 40%. But say inflation will feel by 100%.
Yeah,
it feels worse than the 37% they are reporting.
And the president attributes that to a year a dready four or more through Mupim to 2 normal.
Maybe so some. Did the Nibia or Kokota, the baby or Kofa didn't fib amonane. Ghana currency in their co to the dollar and a cossa, Adicha, no fairness, Adichana no bufu. Indian 6 cities in there, in there 13.6 cities per dollar. Ochina and Shini Bokonako 14. If the Dins or dot on to the level, Ochina so Kuguma, need get to know, but to me what we're about. True. In the software, the currency no move or don't so move. But into the manana the massam when there's stability will happen. The first thing the government has to do is to confront the macroeconomic instability. So stabilize the economy now. What will happen is that if the phone also wants to stabilize one prices. On into the central bank, one Bank of Ghana, where you might order when you defend price stability. Price stability you can achieve it through inflation targeting. Another be anchor inflation. But Bank of Ghana Nanka said you more the way you know was making sure the price stability but because a buy Nankasa aqua prentice for 100 Ghana cedis and 200 Ghana cedis no wotragum the sekana bebre wo krom no chasing zamaketwe bi inflation so ra na oko Obviously, what program will lead to inflation. But you know something? So the print is kind of finance the government a year. Or today, man, I don't know my petition. Enoma, Ashasen, when you are Nalo because it gives you the positive feelings. If you don't know, would baby no one more yaraba. Them printing of money in inflation. From the beginning, say a print is a canal when you are Joe, me spend this car, I'm going to do one village, one pothole, one this, one that, then we'll go to worry. So they went and spent this kind of money over the years. The bad effect of alcoholism on his sickness and the bad effect of printing money is inflation. The inflation has started about.
Okay. Yeah, but haircut no so sir, it's bonny, I will say yeah, baby, but still on President Akufo-Addo, the measures are or say what you have to talk about. Yeah, back could be and also in your but because the Dwabo Ase so now way our power 97.9 and I think so TV XYZ. What drink you lose your bet media, but watching me, I'll say we boost Dr. Casella to force bet me so at the atwin. His Excellency Nana Danko Akufo-Addo me as I say, I dear back where high in a farm boya across from Predator and Nam so punti and no more bo iodine ewo a jom. What say? Obo be fakwa bi so apɛ fango e de aba oman na fango no so mo ne ba no e papa ne bo so sa so wo fom eno no ba bete ye bere yi so e good news.
It's very good news. Why? Because social inflation now or corona largely foreign exchange CD now the nako to the dollar on or cause this foreign inflation. So petrol no bono rubber fuma or they make sure the work currency because when the dollar no kakoto we see the no why it's
yeah.
And so we see the depreciator certainly work petrol no bono obokofum or obokosor. So we see the no why it's petrol no bono obokofum. Sisi amekacho diesel 1 liter ended muhui some of the petrol stations they are selling at 23 cedis.
Yeah.
23 cedis per
diesel.
liter diesel. Petrol 17 cedis 80 pesos or 90 pesos. That's what I've seen. This one the urban then the way do be we do. What's the can? What currency in a week? What currency in a week obviously it will happen. President Osende Obomboden Nanka Yamaya na Adoma wa boama wenya petrol ni bi
yeah
da bra Ghana for oye cheap na minim how wa ba
it sounds like papa
oye reliable so minim baby okofefi so your crude oil no kade probably or better trigger what we call G to G, government to government. Now on your government be a kasa no one man crude oil no one very fine wa Ghana ha no da man crofan come maybe Ghana, you build some relationship with oil producing country. Maybe our neighboring country, Nigeria. Because of the problems that we are in, when we and Bobo also Mumbafa, Busumbia Mumbafa offended a ship of Kuranabian, Namunka refine Mufansha Munkrofu over the period, Dan Chibin and Waitia. Maybe Angola, maybe a Yako Russia, maybe a Yako country being
Russia.
Maybe. But so what the crude no crime hena. Why are you going to refine? Tamoya refinery now. Why we necessary?
And the 2 hands way.
The year 2 hands so. Maybe so when they also obetuma then. Chedo okona it'll come at Tamoya refinery. That sounds here then refine. But we don't have the refinery. The refinery is not operating efficiently. It's not
within the short term, you ain't me baby.
Should be sanado.
No, because within the short term, you ain't me baby.
No, within the short term, you can't. I don't know the state of toll. Within a short term, I'm sure you need to speak to the expert. Within the short term, I doubt what is the short term. Short term is 6 months, 2 months, or what? I don't think so. Probably we'll have to spend more time, maybe a year or something, to make it work. But I don't know. But let me say this: President made them statement, no, can or you bold and strong. But I don't know the basis of making that statement. Minimum there's a petrol no kwa jabana aban wa subsidized not that man. Or subsidized aban better than aban to yakao. Aban also no nyiski. Aban la ye kase onyiska ni bi.
Yeah.
Aban no wako why insolvent.
Yeah.
why you bankrupt because he came here sika why you there sebe ye botu metua nkrofo kaw onayin in fact government salary workers in ye bobosa na ye tua hon kaw that is where we are
nti asem ne ye ba wonim ne nyina so
I say
asem na wo kan eye ba wonim ne nyina so.
First of all, it's a good news there sebe na me top petrol yi no bon me mu crash him. It is a banny back at me do better petrol do ai encha wo diafo wa abo mo
but you bet me nya gidie wo mu say
but the gidie na menye wo mu do better matter petrol do no nyi ho because ma da adwene ho ma da achi me hu bebi ko fefi
wa wadamfo kodwo pon kroma say as of no no information yen twen na energy minister be ba be chichim e de na kire
o che da asem no wa kan yansa na wo rodwene ho azaza he's the information minister
also much as yet to one more
Mr. Oye information minister Oye cabinet minister so he sat in the retreat no baka chende man onyi honanga sampo information it shows that some president or can waka catch Ghana for munsa botar bibire ba minhu amana na wakọ bibi na ba so they said it before action but rather than I was thinking there you have to act get answers before you talk to the public about it.
Okay.
Or you don't call Kabibi. Only Bibi and Kenti. No, I don't Kadamasa Mechagana. But I can't or they should since Kadamasa. So one Togwa or they be some more.
So for now, you're Montungwana.
Oh,
and I shared with some BBC.
Therefore, I will be Sophia Napa.
And no pencil send it here.
One ye.
You're quite him. Yan share a year. Show her papers in now, be a cat once. So her picture Guardian Times on for you down where His Excellency Nana Danko Kufado. The tini with TIS but of course no haircut good for financial market. His Excellency Nana do very emphatic. One more here. But then and the nibble sounds and here some so watch macho be say bibi sense but what your wins say bibi sabe koso wadafu kodwo ponkroma say de nana do pa che no say no haircut no e bia be principal on bonds but che ensem ni mu che e dia de haircut no
and the it would say offended Punky Joe say offended back bush or say no but the truth is Ghana bokawama hona yedze won kawo no we could be bia when one interest when was the Ghana cow and a Ghana for yedze won kawo no in a Ghana for nankasa ne interest in where collide ya crash sa wona mabaje bo safe wonchen me so me womba member wo krom ha no we expect the me do won boko school member will believe the e bia me do won boko hospital. That is the responsibility of government, to educate, to provide health care, to pay for salaries, wages and salaries of government workers, like teachers, whatever, including security service, to maintain law and order. At the same time, to construct roads and abandon the Jumayan. Meanwhile, abandon our responsibility that our mabaji obosan mechi obosan amount. Misika imagine, on to me the margin, to me the margin. So the interest of these two groups will collide. When that happens, the government has to take hard decisions. Hard decision in the mefrawo amezo kama kacho de nimia. Baby we could do. Se meka de mutumi tia okawa meboa. Mintumi tia okawa. Dem sasunti. Se meka de mitia okawa o chede Ghana member ina woko school odigi. Member wo krum ha man nankasa no sebe soldier for the wobo ye ho ban onye yi police for bo ho ban onye yi nti kro no bugu nti dem da taase de wusikan mintua ne mintumi ntua se wusika no mintumi ntua metso do nti letso na da kwa baba na koyi wuti no ye sora o se na mintwa mbra from dankat na we twa down cat or of haircut
no
nti obetso wusika no do
be de ka no
wusika no e ka no ho ba mitwa wusika no e kwa na wo fado wa ye dem haircut no haircut and Ozikan. Ye war a quanibia yakan. Abande a cow Ghana for domestic bonds. When I want to Ghana bonds or city denominated bonds governed by domestic law. Ne ya sanso ya kwaje busa from amanone do ho Ghana for you be na wakoto bi amanone governed by international law. However, Sabani decided to obey a haircut now. Another better to them is Canada. When you better answer, what's the can? Wusikana, Kwame to min to min 20, ABM to count 10 cities. 10 cities in ma minji, let's say 100 cities in Fido, 1 city in Fido, 9 cities. Yeah. Number more interest na no ye 15%, 25% in. Mr. Min to min 25% in. It's my million 10% on offend haircut. Number Musikano, although you do or china so min to min to your cow, money due. A fear or baby no my due. Can you number on your hair cutting? Only no man paying John of a Kufuado when you didn't come or catch him there. Ghana debt now, baby a wedding, a banish saying there by 2028, but making sure the debt and why is sustainable. That's right. And to make it sustainable, no, they will move from the 100% of GDP plus to 55%. Now, Sepede with debt in oye sustainable, the threshold is 55%. Time of paying John Mahamolu if you office in a debt is sustainable to 55%. Okay, 55.6%. Also on the Boko 2028. But let me tell you something. Saban decided that in the debt, Busa Yewi. So pedo in sustainable in that. Since your debt to GDP is about 110%, 105%. Oh, sir. Yes. So if it's about 105%, let's say, although you're 55% in dollar to be sustainable, it means that seven cow 1 cedi, or the make actually mean to 1 cedi, and too much, although met your 50 pesos. Okay. Because you have to halve the debt. Wow. That's if you want to make it immediately. That means you have to halve the debt. Or half immediately. But he is saying that mean to me immediately. Up to 2028. That should tell you that you have to work backwards. So you need to run scenarios. Scenarios need be there. Okay, what about if the debt in domestic and maybe 10% haircut or better then you do it. Maybe interest rate in so what's so from 25% to say 10% or better then. Maybe extension, maturity extension, we're moving from let's say 5 years, let's say 15 years or better then. Then that will give you an answer. Then you come to the international. What do you cow? For instance, domestic external debt is about $28 billion or about $30 billion. Them $30 billion, when are your commercial debt holders in, or your 57%, and your multilateral debt about 25%. Multilateral debt is not restructurable until they give him, because it's senior debt. It is a EFIMA 25%, and then there's another one, bilateral debt's about 18%, or they use him. EFIMA, what is available is about 57%. To make the debt sustainable by 2028, or your arithmetic and by your calculation. To do that, this calculation, there 57%, you run scenarios. Okay, so 20% haircut, or better than. So when you're interested in what's order from 8% and 9% to whatever 5% or better than. Or better than what will be the outcome? Okay, then obviously. So you do all of this. Then I'm convinced that maybe you do CCI, haircutting, you pull, bag bushing, or baba. But so we'll see the Picasso in one. Because you see, for the president to make that categorical statement that there will be no haircut, I was really surprised. But you see, then again, I'm not surprised because the same moment Penny and the minister so say young IMF and the young China Adichana one I'm kind of. Into them you turn away no men surprise you turn over some with you because I'm the scenarios ni na no the haircutting Ghana for your poem and that's what by in such a way they say you you cry na we must start to cry in real terms I said to say a dear na becano a beca a beca awa wusika eda kobo abanobosan oya bosa for na ya kan wa abanobosa yes obi akoto government bonds okay. And as I said, restructuring, the other ones are on your restructuring, country to country, or vary. But the main one across most countries in the short-term instrument, be today, T-bills, 91 days and 182 days, they are often exempted. But as I said, restructuring, it is not a science. It's an art. So the case of Ghana, you have to run the numbers very well. And remember, or they try IMF for the damage, or making sure the debt will be sustainable by the end of 2028. And son one more program.
And I don't know more share any more free Ghana hono.
Yes.
And son almost third governor bebano, almost third mission ebebano. Ghana one year winning no. Ghana tima dine di ama IMF atia say your kwan bi ayabato. Okay. In terms of debt sustainability.
Okay. So to start with, our debt is unsustainable. Initially, not buying or deny the debt is not sustainable. Yen sabotage yen do. I thought that the debt is unsustainable. Today, they are admitting that the debt is unsustainable. That's why the president says there will be no haircut. But what will happen? That's why Kojo Nkrumah had said to all of us there. And when the president came, not the Kojo Nkrumah came. That's right. Until the president waka 24 hours at the cheap, information minister is also saying something different. You see, there is some credibility crisis at the Flagstaff House. Credibility crisis. I'm paying them. Engine I don't want him. They will probably no Kwana started about. Until you turn that started that. The president also there will be no haircut. Since you are finance information minister also haircut in the principal no interest no one kind of haircut baba. Until back bush in the Kofu and Sabaka.
Okay. For a political party, I'm more sure you say Ghana for better mamu. I mean 2024. Now already president itself say by 2028 Rona, you say your debt to GDP be 55%. What does that suggest to you? Say mobile swap bibion so and clear this for me. IMF program bang and etima kwa for like that 6 years lifespan.
Yeah. Recently, Minkah say, the kind of mess Baniwa caused from 2019 to end because of their reckless behavior in terms of reckless borrowings. Abani bi obabibiano obo suffer at least 4 years and son will get out of it.
4 years?
4 years.
Wow.
What Eduma was started when what you cry 2 years and want to me will be here another 4 years for another government to continue the digging. That is how bad President Akufo-Addo and administration Bona would need Ghana for. While run a Ghana economy aground, completely aground. What the cow, what the association, the entire fiscal space is gone. The country is insolvent. So to bring it back to solvency, you need hard decisions. What's a crown?
To study decisions, bit to study.
Decisions need be that what better over to trunk of one me. But President Walker won't try. It na miss one kwa IMF or Sedabi one kwa. Also, debt, Mr. is insolvent. Your friend and debt sustainability, Mr. It's unsustainable. So it's sustainable. Now they are confirming it's unsustainable. Mark my word here, today, and now they will come and announce haircut. External debt will be a haircut.
You're a former finance minister. To be a work pain. But Sabri said they will see share to be different. Or with the eyes of Obia. We will share any much of a bar bam. And my young show. More plan and what you obey.
Obviously, the Oro Cordono here now may you vision. On the Empire buying the abandoned obey that was Safata, Emma, a swindry about my name. My job as ranking member was spokesperson for the NDC on economic matters in the day. What you can make a try abandoning the baby and you are on a bad path. So move away from that bad path to the right path. I think I'm doing that. I think Parliament is doing that.
But we want to say mumpo we did I be a mokasasa no.
In think I am trying to car on quad ditch na or mine gun and crash and sana.
I said I'm a person more what you say I am a program no crash in free mumma. More what you say be a best say. Sadrin the woman.
Let me tell you something. It is in our interest as a political party waiting to govern, to get this administration now won't mess it up so much, to start the fixing or the digging before we come to office. So for me, my job is to point to the government that this is wrong, so go and do it. This is wrong, go and do it. See, I can't hear it now. I say, "Oh man, no cry and son, yeah, but I'm bet now I'll be unpopular because there's a limit." Man, no microphone. Wonder what to Obama. So what woman want? Or you only tell what to Amon.
That's right.
So they will have no time to wait for you. The patients at a point they will bear with you, but at a point it will be missing.
But you're sounding as though say within these 2 years, she see. I mean, it's a president can say, look, even with a normal year crab by your memono, you be pekwan bi so you better so you be so and you may hold where one may masne said be ya you be produce Ghana normal. Is that not a crime you about to be?
This is a government that have been in office for 6 years. They came with a lot of talk. Obakasa be breach Ghana for. So you bear them. First of all, Sakwatra Kwas Obama on Toma, this and and Kofi Wabeknando for 6 years. At the time the economy was good. At the time President Mahama waged a lot of buffers, Sika, I can say in Zama, I can say other Mahon. I say any area, in your say area, I say you're him that baby before. Is it possible? Look at his track record.
But you're wishing them well.
Look, no, but you see, oh papa, one more inheritance, one more fee, one more car, one more car, one more company, one more year, Warren, why you know what Zamo, I think he will be a sea now or Zamo. Ni national court, we rejao, waka no court, ubi biako, usike na ya basa. Or buying a company of mon out 20, therefore, plain akase, that yanyamo in the way, then in the manner cards which by 40. Guy, or fro a friend and showboy.
Kwame showboy.
And number when you are Biana come out to him. Nina I say. So, oh, work or 2 years, there, we now won't come up with him. May fix it, may Yenzamaye. Is it possible?
If you're in Nancy, be so.
Well,
already what to
let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Global economy in the year 2023, next year, will enter into some form of recession. Countries are, when you don't want to do the they will be in difficulty themselves. Therefore, embrace into when you want to contribute to the because the global economy itself will be in recession. Countries will be in trouble. Inti say one kasa amboa will be mboboa. Time na countries in Yama okay na obi no mboboa no. Etwem. Inti say am nyu gina he. Se pede mboboa wa. Ode man kasa mo bi ansa na maboa.
Yeah.
But se minyi bia mede na maboa wujafo.
Yeah, enti boa ho no ye de.
Boa ho se one kasa fa onema tutu yie.
Enti was say normal ye kraba no.
Onema na ye tutu yie. Ade nyama.
E normal ye kraba man mu no ye te so. Ye te so. E normal ye kraba o man mu.
Why na ente so?
Ye was so obetu na mo no ya tete sa de no so.
Obeye de ate so. Wo dollar ye wa ginsem. CD to the dollar, it's running like Usain Bolt. Seeding, dollar, speed or recon. Watching the work of Formula 1. Therefore, one quarter don't quite him for.
Or but what businesses?
So first of all, he should tell me he's going to take up measures to calm the currency.
And that will be what?
And that will mean the Ghana city need depreciation no obokofum. It's a depreciation no one koda. It is in Zamana, one so called Zama Batono, Obafum. Budget what the baby. Many surprised that what the taxes above the baby same baby. What the tax no Banyama non Cosora. What Pocoso?
See a pisca.
Well, in times of a major crisis like this, imposing additional tax, it will hurt economic growth.
But see a pisca.
A pisca. Sikane and Edewi and Shredu Ye. This is a powerful. You better we are in crisis. Crisis. What occasioned the crisis? It's the behavior of the president and his appointees and the government. So clearly, this is a government that has lost credibility. Wakade jinaha gwan because the Obakan adechama besa sawadwen. Abanu ntum nka sam nhye na komam. On kasam on shehin cry. Ajigon.
As a what sense is you?
No, but as my make last budget you ready November. No make sure that Ajigon.
No correct.
Onjogong. Onjogong, they presenter, difficult for you to say it, but what commitment, Ekofia, be a private level catcher wife, the Madam Ajogong.
Dr. Kesilato Force. So in the next 2 years, Minkah will D4. But na PSA, and the way I mean your PSA, no bizarre question, I could feel say a number of our listeners agreed with him. In the next 2 years, one for you we catch one at the end at the end was here. Some man penny to a canning in Anya. At the end, you was here any money.
Look, the next 2 years is very critical moment for our lifetime. Ghana economy, the kind of crisis I have coming, 1983 crown fan. The difference between now and 1983 and 83 no, there was a famine in Sunto, in Tineziban Hoyadzen. And then Suto, the Banhon Yadzen. Then you see card about to so the food will be there, but nobody didn't see, you can't even buy the food. That's the difference. But everything else, all the numbers shows that Ghana economy is in more difficulty than that time. Our debt levels are way far worse than that of 83. There's something in economics we call misery index. I don't cause inflation. Index is worse today than that of 1983. What the government need to do, first of all, what they can, on your or that banning, auditum, the Nisubai, say so jai the or blame Russia, the Ukraine, no coronavirus are your first point to start with.
Okay.
Because Odin Adibia ye they jai the marginal yen. It is and Jan Tuma, that tell you want to continue. You understand?
Matthias,
it's he says Yara, let's say hospital, doctor's petition, no man, on the Wama or Yar, into Jap petition, so on your petition, Obi no Yama, into your one.
No crap.
You be on that petition, Aqua Sophia, no Wobunsu, no Waka cancer metro. Instead of the BJ petition, now feature one economy petition, you keep sick. You continue, the sickness will continue. So, first of all, the president and his appointees must understand that one economic policies they will lead Ghana into
his appointees, including Dr. Baumia,
everybody, the vice president, all of them, all of them. You see, as for me, Pamna Pam Keno Furiatan, or the vice president is Okamubi, because the vice president, he's the chairman of economic management team. Budget will prepare or approve. And son of the cabinet president and the policies and to read the budget also on the authority of the president.
That's right.
So the policies are president's policies approved by the economic management team. So Kenoforiata, yes, he's the minister of finance, but these are policies announced by the president and the vice president. Vice president all kind of white toilet, why them? These are all debt. So wow. Although or relinquish in the position as the chair of the economic management team.
No more Marcane. I lunch Martin. I mean, it's almost one district, one fact. This
is the people that Dwabo office also what a solid economic management team. Alan Chamantin, Professor Jan Bafo, Akoto say, what a solid team. Solid team, why liquid soap? Oh, no, it's a solid team. What we are seeing is this solid soap. This is liquid soap. What's in the Dwabo? So we have the men, not knowing they are all area boys.
Oh,
man, sir, is this the solid team? Is it the men? Area boys can do better. In fact, area boys in Powonibi. Because the kind of mismanagement the it will take a decade, 10 years, a decade to clean the mess of President Akufo-Addo and their appointees. 10 years. Yes. Most of the state-owned enterprises in Ghana, they're in a terrible mess. One balance sheet is gone. Echo, Sisi Adekra by the state-owned enterprises and Sekwa. Top and I very heavy. Chief executive, no what deputies by Miensa. 3. Oh, they are living large. One balance sheet where road. Cocoa body they more or less egu.
Very well. Minkah messages kakran sana yede enkomotwetwe na banere abo no nkra pa sima adunum kron sima ba ko ye kwa no Mavis mafu wa wo say The same crowd me hunu de Minkah baby aye basa Kofi Dramado was a parliament adenti da afane mi enu Minkah na momo nana dodanko Akufo-Addo nasi tu no onko na onfa ne musuo nko Oriaku henese now we have seen a conflict between two parties. Akufo-Addo administration are thieves and they are also criminals. They wanted to collapse our democracy. And a year Isaac was and say, Dr. Kesilato Force, you've made my day. Kofi Mensah also say, let's come and make some cash tonight. Or advert Sharon Stone and so man and so that's it. The Dr. Kano Ekopa. Please, I want Mr. Damba, Director of Inspections, to. Okay, I think we have another message. Message we also say we are suffering. No, we are suffering. No, monies are diminishing. Our budgets are diminishing. We don't know what to do. Busa year Kesilato Force and say, Sir, President Mahama can say, a man for insurance and yet human free. You know, I didn't think that Nanado went to Mankasa. I don't know. Say now what Nanado 3 million. But what's the chat?
You see, I can only say that there's a limit. A minority in parliament able to me aye. You need to into my there yendo do 136 would be business empire able to me then you vote against. Let's say vote remember 136 because one jang to correct. See a kotu aba majority of them no or a simple majority. But 99% of parliament business or a simple majority. This is a kotu aba. Let's say sebe what also change here. There's little we can do. Apart from that, our job is to point the government right through talking, Georgia. And so democracy, don't say the minority will have their say, the majority will have their way. We will continue talking. But when we talk, me more been teaching no on field there, sebe amanyo samne yare ye. Ghana food can. Sebe the minimum pono se me hwene se me kaka ne so de basabasa baba kroyuma I stay back. I'm that kind of person. I'm so patriotic because this is Ghana is my world. Me to mitinya maybe do crowd se me hu de se me to talk about na se obi critic da on sem fata man ho kire abo mani mu a oye man na say yourself I will stay back.
Very well.
But if you hear me talk about something, then it means the government must do something about it. That's what we are talking about.
Very well, Doc. But that's a pane. One set of in fact, what my whole kind so I mean, anyone to drink about the pay. Dwabo Ase power 97.9. We shall for how the move see. Dwabo Ase, you maintain a danny day, you know, at least me not the dog kind of so. Not me fast away in Catfall. Ajimania power near White Crowd or the Parliament morning. Abraham 0 power 97.9. You be shut. Bye bye.